Hello YouTube, the Enemy 6 here, and today I'll be showing you a Photon Galaxy deck. This deck is really combo based, so caution is advised to, if you would ever come across any cards to stop you in middle, but then you can usually you would always have another card in your hand or on the field to continue in a different direction. So let's start off. This is a tech choice. It's the same with Galaxy Wizard. I'll get into. With Gaga Magician, you clear level 128 and becomes that level, and you can only control one Gaga Magician. I had Gaga Girl. I thought you would special summon it, but you can't. So I took that out and put in other cards. So Gaga Magician you would usually summon. And if you usually have a Galaxy Knight or Wizard or Satellite or whatever, you would usually turn that into the card you used, or the level it is. So that's why I teched him in. Galaxy Knight, I put this in because if you control a Photon or Galaxy, you can normal summon without tributing. You can target one Galaxy-sized Photon Dragon in your graveyard, if possible, and that just... okay, that happened. And tributing if possible, regardless, this card would lose 1,000 attack. Yeah, so that's why you usually normal summon, bring out Galaxy Eyes, and go into a rank 8. Galaxy Wizard, this is usually to become a level 8 or a good defense to stall a turn or two. You contribute this card to add one Galaxy card from your deck to your hand. So you could use Galaxy Knight, Galaxy Eyes, even Galaxy Expedition I'll get into. So yeah. Galaxy has Photon Dragon. This card is so amazing, even if it's not even in a Galaxy or Photon based deck. You special summon by tributing 2 or more monsters with 2,000 attack or more. It's an easy special summon. So usually special summon, go into Galaxy Knight, and then continue from there, overlay, or if you have any other shenanigans you can do. This gets around pretty much anything in the battle phase, or Mirror Force, Fiendish Chain if you attacked already. Or I guess the effect is during the damage dealt when this funds monster, you can target the monster, this and what card it's battling, and banish both, and it'll come back on the main phase. And if it was an XYZ, it loses all of its targets and it gains 500 for each. So this could really be a high attack monster by time you do a few attacks with it. So nice. Honest, it's honest. Photon Satellite usually would summon this either from Galaxy Eyes or even Photon Thrasher or any card really. So I could summon this, make it level 8, and then use it to overlay. All you do is target one Photon. I guess that wouldn't work actually. One Photon. They combine, so then this will be just add 1 and add 4 or whatever, and then you do that. And Photon Slasher. I checked this in because you do XYZ a lot. So usually you would summon, depending on what you overlay, or not overlay, but what you XYZ'd for, you would usually summon this. Hopefully you would have 2, or maybe you still have a normal summon and summon Satellite. So then this will become level 6, or yeah, level 6. And level 6 you can overlay for level 6. Yeah. Photon Thrasher, I've never really drawed him a whole lot, but you can always just special summon them, and use Photon Satellites effect, or maybe continue with this, and you can always just normal summon without tributing. So special, normal, go into a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon and continue from there. One Foolish Burial, to either get Galaxy Eyes into the grave, or maybe Galaxy Knight, for Galaxy Zero, which I'll get into. So yeah. Galaxy Expedition, if you control level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy, so pretty much anything but Gaga Magician or Honest. Special summon level 5 or higher, monster from your deck and face up defense position. You're going to activate 1 per turn. So usually you summoned him from Sanctuary. Activate this, special summon and defense, and then overlay, or a good combo, special summon from Sanctuary, go into Expedition, or just normal summon. Well, usually want to go in Expedition into him. That's why I run 3, and then summon Wizard, so it'll be 3 level 8s. Pretty quick to summon Neo Galaxy Eyes, which I'll get into. 1 Galaxy Queen's Light. I tech this in because if you have a Thrasher, you have a Slasher, and then you have a Knight, all these cards are totally different levels, so an easy way just to round all the monsters off to overlay, so you don't have a 21, you don't have a, well, 2 21s, and then you don't have a 28, so then it'd be kind of different, and you can always just go into 1 rank 8. Galaxy Zero, you target 1 Photon or Galaxy in your grave, special summon it, and attack. It cannot attack or its effects, or activate its effects. If it would be destroyed by battle phase, or during the battle phase, you can destroy this card instead. When this card leaves the field, the crit monster attacks become 0. You can only activate 1 per turn. So this you would probably go into Photon and then into Knight, or Knight into Wizard, or even Gaga Magician. That's why I love Gaga Magician in this deck, because you can be at level 1 through 8, so it can be 1, maybe if you have Photon Satellite, or 2 Photon Satellites, and maybe Gaga Magician, or something. That's really, because there's a lot of level 8s, there's only 6 level 8s, 3 level 5s, 6 level 4s if you include Magician, actually 12 if you include Wizard. So there's a lot of different levels to mix around in here. So I'd 1 MST, you could do more, but since you go so fast that it pretty much doesn't matter, and you can always usually would have maybe 1 Expedition, maybe 1 Galaxy Zero, so maybe instead of summon it from your deck, you can always just summon it from your grave, pretty much. By the time you do it, you can always do first turn shenanigans. So just 1, you can always do 2 or 3. I feel 1 is just fine. Sanctuary, you special summon 2 Photon tokens, 2000 attack, so this is just on the edge for Photon Dragon for a special summon. So that's nice, always just going, or you can always use it for Knight if you really need to, or slash R just for some defense, because it's special summons in defense. 1 trade-in, or 2 trade-ins, I mean. You could do 3, but I think 3 is just a little too much because you only run 6. And this only activates on the field, so you can't really use it on or in the hand. So I think 2 is just enough, unless you tech in some more level 8s. I think there's a level 8 that says if you have 2 light monsters. So I don't have this. Not here. Anyways, I know there's one you have 2 light monsters, you can special summon it. So, yeah. 1 bottomless, 1 breakthrough skill. I put this instead of maybe another Phoenix Chain, because this, if they MST it, or you can just bait out an MST. You can always use them in the graveyard. To finish chains, Phoenix Chain, Mirror Force, and Trenchel. Trenchel is a last effort, so if you don't have anything on field, you use pretty much a lot of your resources, you don't have anything in hand, just do this, almost like a dark hole. On to the XYZs, Aegis, just for popping on the field. Toad King, this is really good if you don't have a Photon Dragon for Neo Galaxy Eyes. Let's say you have one Galaxy Knight, one Galaxy Wizard, and Gaga Magician, just you can overlay. Or you can activate Queen's Light. If you have one Knight and maybe two Slashers, you can activate Queen's Light for an easy summon. You draw one and if it was a monster, inflict 800. You run over 20, or you run 22 monsters, which it's pretty high count, so you don't have to really waste, or you're not gonna lose a lot of targets. Cowboy, just for maybe a game finishing win. Heliopolis, this is just for popping almost like Aegis, but it doesn't have to be face up, it could be yours. So if you tributed maybe for Photon or Galaxy Eyes, you can just pop maybe at 2 of these and then on the field, so almost like a Scrap Dragon effect. Maestro, for some stall. Dragosack, if you activated Queen's Light and made him level 7, you can do that. Neo Galaxy Eyes Dragon, I explained the combo Sanctuary into Galaxy Eyes into Galaxy Expedition, Galaxy Knight, and then Wizard. Or you can just make a Gaga Magician. As long as you still have your normal summon one of these two. Or I can summon 2 of these in one Photon Dragon and like that. Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, pretty much the same effect as Photon Dragon, just a little bit, or same, actually it's pretty much the same, I just have to use 2. Big Eye, same as Dragosack. Queen of the Night, it was 3 level 8, so, just, you don't have to run it, I just put it in here just because. Number 92, Heart Earth Dragon. Same as Dyson Sphere, but it's only, this is 3. Usually you would go into Satellite, Knight, and maybe you could use another one for Queen's Light. So pretty much Queen's Light would be the only way to use this for Earth Heart, or Art, yeah. So, yeah. Dyson Sphere, 2800 attack. It's not a whole lot of attack, but you can attack directly if your opponent's attack is higher monster, so you can attack a Blue Eyes for direct damage for 2800. So that's pretty good. And I just checked these 2 in, Super Dimensional Robot Galaxy Destroyer and Gustav Max. Just because you can, I put these in because there's not a whole lot of low or rank 8s. So I just checked those 2 in because you never know what you could do. These are level 8, so you can always just summon these and go in from there. I don't know what you could put in here if you want to text something in. Oh, I know. Gaia, the Thunder Charger. So if you maybe overlaid for Adrius and you exhausted all the materials, always going to Gaia Drake to poke at him in the defense. So yeah. And cards you could put in here. I put Excel-Light you could put in here, but I think you control 22 monsters, and I don't think unless you would have a satellite, you would really want to use this. Well, not really. If you control no monsters but summon a level 4 lower galaxy monster from your deck, you can activate 1 per turn. You cannot normal or set during the turn you activate. So, I don't know, unless you want to get maybe a Thrasher out so you don't have to draw and be dead in your hand. That's pretty much the only reason I would think to use this. Unless you want to use Wizard, use his effect to maybe get Expedition, maybe you already have a Photon Dragon out, maybe go into another Knight, maybe, and then you can get another Galaxy Eyes. Go into that, overlay the Knight and the Photon Dragon for maybe Tachyon, or overlay it for all 3 for Coach King, and maybe inflict and get some draw from all the, well, why does that keep on happening? That's pretty much it for this deck. Oh, a Night Beam, just so your opponent can't play anything on you. You could run, I really love this card, but I don't think it's really needed in this deck. Dark Bribe could be a very good card. Just, if your opponent activates a spell or trap, you can negate it, and they draw one, so I think that's a pretty good card. So, that is the end, and Henry 6 signing out.